With all this talk about who might replace Joe Biden, many people are entertaining the possibility that Gavin Newsom could be the one to do it. But based on how things are going in California, I would highly recommend against that line. From the Daily Mail, major insurer gives brutal ultimatum to entire state. Let us put up prices by 50% or we will leave. Yowza. California's largest insurer has given the state governments an ultimatum as the cost of providing cover continues to soar. State Farm on Thursday told California's Department of Insurance to let them raise home insurance rates for millions of citizens or they will axe cover. The move by the insurance giant comes amid a growing insurance crisis in California. A slew of insurers, including Allstate, Farmers Direct, and State Farm, in a previous move, have limited cover or stopped doing business entirely in the Golden State. They blame the intensifying risk of climate disasters. I don't think they're being honest. I think it's a combination of factors. I think they're concerned about wildfires, forest mismanagement, violent crime, and general government mismanagement of infrastructure. As a result, more than half of Californians say they have been affected by rising property or have been dropped, taxes, I'd imagine, or have been dropped by their insurer. Property rates, I'd imagine, a typo in here. In the last year, with so few firms offering cover, and we say coverage in the United States, coverage, they simply move to a new, they cannot simply move to a new provider. They say in this picture, the move indicates financial trouble for the insurance giant, which currently covers homes raised by wildfires. Pictured, a row of homes in Long Beach, California. Why are you showing us that picture? You know, people love the beachfront property, but I wouldn't want to live right there. I knew in Long Beach, I had a friend who had an apartment over, actually, I think it was a condo, actually. Little difference, but they owned it. So it was overlooking, it was right on the beach. You look out the window, there's the beach. And I'm like, yo, when there's a storm or a surge or something, you're not going to be too happy about what happens to your building. You know, but people want to live there. State Farm disclosed it wants to raise prices by 30% for homeowners, 36% for condo owners, and 52% for renters. This is the potential to affect millions of California consumers and the integrity of our residential property insurance market, Insurance Commissioner Ricardo Lara said, as the filings make their way through the proper channels. He added how he was now keen to get to the bottom of the company's financial situation and will conduct an extensive review before deciding on the applications as a result. State Farm's General's latest rate filings raise serious questions about its financial condition, he said, of the number one insurance firm in the U.S. He added how a rate hearing may even be necessary. I'll tell you this. If they raise rates by up to 50%, they are going to decimate the economy. If they leave, they are going to decimate the economy. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. Only then, he said, would officials make a decision on whether to approve the requests, a process that could end up taking months. As it stands, the department is averaging 180 days per rate review, with some cases taking even longer. A department spokesperson confirmed to the LA Times. Largely due to outsized amount of fires Californians have seen in recent years, with this year's wildfire season now underway. I do want to stress, I can't blame Gavin Newsom for all of this. Joe Biden, I believe, takes most of the blame. But to be fair, California's a large component into why Joe Biden is president. But the issue here is economics. With inflation as high as it is, the cost of repairs for damage when it comes to the insurer is going to be a lot higher. Put it this way. We built a ramp. We built this beautiful, beautiful mini ramp. It cost $100,000. I couldn't believe it. When I reached out to the company and I said, we need a ramp for our park, we did want to originally build a big ramp in Martinsburg, but considering what we're dealing with the local skateboarders, not that their word matters much over the community, I decided we'll just build it over here for ourselves privately. Could have put it in the public spot for people to use, but don't want to deal with that right now. We'll see where the city goes with it. But we built this ramp, and when the budget came back and they said this ramp's going to cost $50,000, I was like, I built a comparable ramp for 30. I built a comparable ramp for 30 this is 4 years ago. Yeah, the cost of everything has gone up. Labor has gone up. Lumber has gone up. Tools, everything have skyrocketed. And so now we want to build the same thing It's 3 to 4 times more expensive to do. That's just a mini ramp. And it's a luxury for us. I mean, it's part of the business we're building. We want to build culture. We want to inspire athletes, and we want to influence the youth. And so knowing that, the costs and what they are, imagine a house. You get a house that's heavily damaged by high winds, rain, fire, whatever. The insurance company is going to be like, here's the problem. If we cover up to $200,000 on this house and it burns down, we're going to pay that out. The house ain't getting rebuilt. It's not solving the problem. The risks are increasing as well. California is horribly mismanaged, which is why inflation plays a big role. If California was mismanaged, but inflation was low and income was good, then State Farm is going to be like, we're turning a profit here. But they've got to pay their employees now a lot more money. Then they're looking at the risks in California, how much they're going to have to pay out, how much they're receiving, and they're like, we're not receiving enough money to run the insurance infrastructure. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a big fan of insurance companies. Not that I trust them completely. But my understanding is it's not as bad as people think. You know, I know people who work in insurance. They say usually they just pay out. This myth of the trope of like the insurance company trying to find any way to deny people. Usually not the case, especially in disasters. When a fire hits, these companies just say, write the checks, dish them out. Imagine how much that's going to cost them. The issue at hand, though, is their margins. It's likely due to the fact that they can't pay their employees. Because understand this, a lot of the coverage is going to be capped. It's going to be, you pay X per month for X amount of coverage. That's fine, right? The problem now is if you're paying let's just do simple math. You're paying $20 for $100 of coverage per year. $20 a year gives you, that's probably a stupid ratio. It's probably way higher than that. It's probably going to be like, let's just say you pay $100 a month for $100,000 in coverage, right? Maybe it's $250 and it covers $200,000 or something like that. That money that goes to State Farm isn't paying the bills. If it's not paying the employees enough, they have to take the money you pay and put it into coffers so that when your house burns down, they pull that money from everyone else to pay. Like okay, you pay $200, a portion of it goes into the coffers to pay for the damage. That's how the company works. If they're paying more and more money to their employees because of inflation, they're going to have to raise rates for the same amount of coverage. So now the people at home are going to say, my insurance has gone up 50% from $200 to $300 for the same coverage. They're going to go to their boss and they're going to say, I need a raise. My insurance just went up on my car, on my home. The boss is going to be like, I can't afford it. And they're like, well, then I'm going to quit. And they go, okay, fine. We'll figure out where we can pay you. Then they're going to raise the prices on the cheeseburgers or whatever it is they do. And congratulations, inflation will just keep getting worse. What's the answer? Economics. More trade. Unfortunately, Walgreens just shut down 2,150 stores. In California, they're shutting down stores like crazy, just different chains because of the crime. You vote for someone like Gavin Newsom for president, you're going to make the problem 100-fold worse. You vote for Donald Trump, it'll get a little bit better. That's the best I can say because we don't have a savior Superman who's going to come in and fix all the problems. But you can watch this stuff happening right now. They claim inflation's no big deal. Democrats are trying to claim wages are up. It's way better than when it was under Trump. That's laughably insane. I made this point earlier when I was doing this live morning segment. It's like that joke from Family Guy where Peter Griffin's in the elevator with one other person, farts, and then goes, it was you. Like, who are you trying to convince, dude? The people who are struggling to pay their bills and can't buy groceries, you can't lie to them. Like, imagine you meet a guy and he's like, I can no longer afford home insurance. I can no longer afford my house insurance. And you go, nope, prices are fine. You're like, no, I'm telling you, I couldn't pay my bill. I don't have the money. Nope, you're good. What do you mean I'm good? I have no money. No, you're fine. Economy's fantastic. They're going to be like, what are you talking about? My paycheck hasn't gone up and my rates have gone up and food has gone up and gas has gone up. Nope, you're fine. You're good. It's fine. It's funny because these like urban liberal types, they actually believe this stuff. That's why the Democratic Party has become the party of the wealthy, the oligarch class. And that's what you get when you vote for people like this. I'm not going to blame literally everything on Biden and Newsom. I know COVID played a big role, but they're mismanaging this across the board. It's only going to get worse. I'll leave it there. Next segment is tonight at 8 p.m. over at youtube.com/TimCastIRL. Thank you all for hanging out, and we will see you all then.